You're now watching Mugen TV.
Hey guys, this is MugenLord here, and I'm back again with another video. And before I begin with this video, I just want to apologize for not uploading a video. Like I said, I was going to upload yesterday. Yesterday was the Nintendo Direct, and I was going to cover some of the content that was delivered yesterday on the Direct, but never got around to it because my daughter just reminded me that there was a parent-teacher conference that I had to attend. So I had to run down there, and I didn't get back until really late, and couldn't upload a video or record a video for that matter. So I'll definitely be touching up on the Nintendo Direct probably just this weekend with some of the videos, or maybe Monday. But with this video in particular, I want to talk about a game that was announced about like 2 to 3 weeks ago, and since I was busy around August, I never had the opportunity to cover it with you guys. And that game is Streets of Rage 4. Now, Streets of Rage 4 was something I was never expected to even ever be announced, and just Streets of Rage in general. I just thought that this was a franchise from Sega that will probably never see the light of day of revival. Of course, we constantly see Sega constantly keep re-releasing the same classic titles of Sega Genesis game, but we never really see any new reboots or just up-to-dated sequels to some of their beloved classic first-party franchises. So when this game was announced, I am super excited and super hype for this game, because Streets of Rage was a beat 'em up that was really dear, close to my heart. I grew up with both Nintendo and Sega in my household as growing up as a kid. But when it came to Sega Genesis, I held really closely dear to my heart compared to this SNES, the Super Nintendo. And Streets of Rage is one of those games where I was able to co-op with my brother Keo Lancer when we were both little, and also my cousin Miles used to come over. I used to go over his house, and we used to play Streets of Rage. Now the funny thing is, I played Streets of Rage 1 and 3. I never got a chance to play Streets of Rage 2. But what I find funny is that I love Streets of Rage so much, but I never owned the Streets of Rage game for my Sega Genesis. I owned almost every first-party like developed game. Especially some of like most of the Sega mascots or well-known franchises, but Streets of Rage was a franchise I never owned, and that's really funny. I guess you could say I owned the Sega Game Gear of the original Streets of Rage, but I never owned the actual console version. So I used to go to my cousin Miles' house and go around there and play it. But it was one of those beat 'em ups that we can grind out and play for hours and hours on top of hours, and try to, you know, get a good score and just see how fast we can run through the game together without using any continues or losing lives. And I think it was really fun, and that 90s era of beat 'em ups was just the thing for me. And just to hear this, I was super excited. Now, things that's quite interesting about this title is the fact is that on the main website, I don't see anything mentioned of Sega being involved with this. Now, I do see some of the developers like Lizard Cube and developers like Guard Crush Games. Now, the publishers and the developers behind this is Dotemu. They based in Paris, France. Now, to give you a background on these Dotemu, these publishers had worked on titles like Wonder Boy, Windjammers, One Half, and developers like Lizard Cube also worked on Wonder Boy. So it looks like Guard Crush Games is pretty much the new face here that's working on Streets of Rage 4, along with the 2 other developers. So this is interesting. So it looks like they have some experience with some of the Sega titles back in the day, which was Wonder Boy. And so that's interesting to see that they're doing this, and I don't really see Sega name on it. So that really got me scratching my head. And it looks like also there's no official release date, so that's also unknown. And for the platforms as well, it's also to be announced. So there's really not much information to go on but the screenshots and the trailers. Now, looking at the screenshots and just looking at the character designs, it looks like they're going with like a comic book slash. It also has that like oil paint type of look to it, which I think is pretty interesting to go with that flair. Compared to, I guess you could say in the past, a lot of people or Sega was messing around with Streets of Rage in the 3D space, and it looks like games like Fighting Force, if you remember that. Fighting Force was a game that was initially supposed to be Streets of Rage, but ended up becoming just its own original beat 'em up game. And Sega had also worked on a prototype for Streets of Rage, I believe for the Xbox 360 era at that time. And then after that prototype was seen, it never seen the light of day, and it just disappeared off the map. So it looks like they're not going to be going with a 3D approach with this Streets of Rage. They're going to go with the 2D comic book look to it, which I think is pretty interesting. And it looks like Axel Stone is look like he pretty much aged quite a bit. He has the hair, he has the beard. He has an old man scruffy beard, or he looks like he's on the bandwagon. Maybe he probably haven't aged. And then of course Blaze Fielding, she's in the game as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. I like the art style that they're going with, and I can't wait to see what comes out of this, because there was also been fan games of Streets of Rage, which Sega had did a cease and desist, so you wouldn't be able to get your hands on it. But it's quite interesting to see what they do with Streets of Rage 4, and look at the gameplay footage as well. It really got me stoked. It really got me amped up, and hopefully, I wonder what this means for more beat 'em ups. If this does well, I like to see the beat 'em up genre come back, because I think beat 'em ups is pretty fun, especially when they were multiplayer. You have your friends, family, and y'all just get together and you'll just mash it out and everything. So I'll love to see what they do with Streets of Rage 4 and whatever future titles that they may decide to also bring back. And I think this is pretty interesting. So maybe if they do well, hopefully we'll probably see like a golden axe or something from these guys and see what they do with that as well. I think that would be pretty cool. But that's pretty much my thoughts on it. There's really not much to go off of, but just looking at the images and everything, and knowing the fact is that this game is pretty much to be announced. They haven't really figured out what platforms and everything is going to be on. And the only thing we do know is that the developers have some experience with the past Sega titles, which is Wonder Boy. So we pretty much have to wait and see what information that they're going to reveal to us later on. They also have a Facebook page where they'll be updating, people to follow them on what they'll be doing with the title. So that wraps everything up. I want to hear your thoughts on what you think about Streets of Rage 4. Are you super excited for Streets of Rage 4 and its revival? And are you a little skeptical for the fact that Sega's name is nowhere to be found on the main website or anywhere near as far as the developing is concerned for Streets of Rage 4? And if you have any other comments or you have any other topics you'd like for me to discuss, make sure you leave that in the comment section below. This is MugenLord, and I am signing off. See you Game Fiends later. Peace out.